I often hear people say, I'll get an electric paramotor when it can fly, X amount of time, or I'll get an electric car when it can drive, X number of miles. I see this type of comment a lot, and I think the kind of mindset and sentiment is a little bit misguided, as flight time really only matters up to a certain point, as there's so many other factors that are arguably, just as important, if not more important to the overall, enjoyment of the product. Stuff like comfort, ease of use, maintenance, cost, these are all super important things. I think the easy analogy to make is kind of to electric cars. I see people saying, oh, I'll get an electric car once it can do, 500 miles of range or 1,000 miles of range. And manufacturers could make that car that got that 500 or 1,000 miles of range, but usually the trade-offs of costs are just not worth it and wouldn't make it affordable to most people. Also, most people just drive back and forth, 50 miles a day to and from work, and they wouldn't use the full capacity of the battery, so it would just be a waste. This is also true in paramotoring. In reality, the typical flight time seems to be around 45 minutes. But a lot of people just don't know that, these cars or even, electric paramotors can fly a long, long time if cost is no object. So that's kind of what I want to make this video for, just to prove the point that, paramotors can fly a really long time. If you don't care about those other trade-offs. So I think we can crush the world record flight time for electric paramotors and also the distance record, as I'll be flying my Viper 6, which is a kind of faster, sportier wing. And I'm going to show the full uncut flight and logs, flight logs, so you guys can verify it's real. So with this plan in place and the modifications to the S140 to fit these super expensive high energy density cells, we're ready to go to the field and see really how long we can fly and see if we can kind of break some world records. And I'll just do an uncut video here showing the kind of the whole flight, or some of it at least. Or I mean, I'll show the whole flight, definitely. There's no reason not to. And just so you guys can, validate it or prove that it's real. I think that's another kind of important thing. And again, there's it's going to be as low thermal as possible. I'm taking off exactly 2 hours before sunset, trying to minimize any, thermals or anything like that. I'm not going to circle in anything, just kind of fly straight. So it'll be a really good test. We're not trying to be a sailplane and stay up for hours, not using any energy. It's just under its own power. So we'll go to our navigator app, and we can also log the flight here too. And already starting to get hot on the ground, but I'll be cold later. So fire this baby up. And pretty low wind. I think it's like maybe 1 mile an hour, 2 miles an hour. So it should help my takeoff. It's much better than absolute zero wind, but I love taking off in low winds, and that's kind of why the Viper's great too. All right. Wait. And honestly, the weight is not too bad. Like you'd think, like when you're really loading it up with a lot of weight, it's going to be a lot more, or a lot of batteries at least. It's going to be a lot more weight. But these batteries are really high energy density, so kind of they're built to be lightweight and high output. So walk over here. So it's honestly not that much different than a lot of gas setups. Alrighty. Make sure harness is all good. Got my wing laid out here. All right, make sure the seat's pretty good. Get all comfortable, double check everything. Make sure stuff's on the same side. Hopefully this is the primary wind direction here. It is a nightmare. Even if you have the slowest speed direction the other way, like a 0.5 mile an hour, it is so hard to take off. Going the other way. It's just crazy. All right. Clip in, really getting hot now. Do a throttle up. We haven't done that yet. Make sure all's good. Get this up on our back as much as possible. A little bit easier. Make sure you don't have any wires going in there. Any lines, any straps. All right, go disarm again. Let's see.
And hopefully it's pretty smooth up there, so our efficiencies doesn't get hurt by some turbulence. And take off here. Wait for a little cycle to come through or something. It's better than it fully dead here. All right, here's a little something. Line up. All right. Try to take it easy on the takeoffs, not jostle around too much. Go ahead and climb out here. And see if we can't get some smooth air. Loosen our straps up a little bit. All right. Go ahead and trim in too. Helps our efficiency. No reason to be trimmed out. A little bit of bumps. So keep climbing here. Alrighty. Yeah, definitely a little bit of turbulence still. Loosen these up. A bit too tight. Get comfortable. So right now we're pulling 8 kilowatts, not climbing that great. And our goal for the flight is to cruise below 4 kilowatts, basically. That needs to be our average power consumption over the flight. Because if we're greater than that, then obviously not going to make it. This is like an 8 kilowatt hour battery here. So we need to be efficient with our flying. All right, now we're up a little bit. Still some bumps there, a little bit, but. And then, yeah, turbulence obviously hurts, efficiency. Laminar, you want nice, smooth laminar wind over your wing. Just induces. When it's turbulent, like, yeah, right now it's pretty turbulent. It basically induces extra little eddies over the wing surface and obviously more drag. So we don't want any of that. So hopefully, honestly, we can find maybe an efficient altitude here. They're not like an altitude where the wind's pretty smooth. So that's what I'm going to look for a little bit. We can keep climbing just to see if we can find it. But generally, you don't want a lot of climbing and descending up and down. You want to be pretty, level on the throttle. Just because, top speed's related with efficiency. You want as low prop speed as possible over the longest chunk. So you want your average prop speed to be basically low. Because drag squared with velocity. So the lower velocity, the better. Alright, let's see if we find something smooth here. So we're up at about 400 feet now. And still not that efficient, but we'll keep it going. And then we'll go explore, I guess. Go around a little bit. A little bit turbulent. But what are you gonna do? Then we can go ahead and set our cruise control here. We'll go ahead and set it to about a 4 point, I don't know, what is it, 4.3 or something. We'll keep kind of climbing out of this. See if we can at least. So we're about at 530 feet now. And I might just post this regardless, whether we get 2 hours or not on this flight. There's definitely stuff I can change to be more efficient. Obviously flying in smooth air, there's a little plane there. Flying in smooth air makes a big difference. Fins basically on the spars of the motor can make a big difference. All right, he's circling us now. Just to, it's like old Cessnas or whatever. They basically swapped out the tubes for little wing profiles. That'll help with efficiency. Could go with a larger prop, but we're just going to use a stock prop. What else? I mean, less weight or whatever obviously is nice. Could go with a larger wing. Like, we're not even on like the high weight range of the wing. This is a 22 meter. In this setup, my weight, I'm kind of, in the middle, slightly maybe overweighted on it. I'm about 180 pounds, and then this is about a 95 pound setup. Still definitely some turbulence here. I was hoping it'd be smoother. Sit here. But it's a trouble. I mean, it's always going to be a little bit bumpier when you're taking off early. Like earlier than I normally would. Normally I take off, it's smoothest. And I think about it, I'm like, I want an hour flight time. That's kind of diminishing returns after that. And, an hour before sunset, basically head out, makes the most sense. That's going to be the most efficient, smooth flying, no bumps or whatever. Because we're still going to kind of get a little thermally activity and stuff. And like right now we're in big sink. It's like going down. But because we got our altimeter here. See, we're sinking pretty hard, 540, pretty fast. But yeah, stuff like that, just up and down, is not very efficient. And it tends to be, it seems like at least, like sink is usually a lot larger of a area than thermals are. Thermals tend to kind of be pretty tight. So on average, if you just fly randomly, you're going to be in sync, on average much more, which hurts your efficiency. So I prefer to do this, an hour before sunset or even like after sunset or whatever. But it's kind of the struggle of trying to do, 2-hour test flights. But yeah, so maybe we'll see. This could be a good little demonstration video, efficiency difference, because tomorrow looks pretty decent, so maybe that'd be even smoother out. But the other thing is, as we get towards the winter time, it's just going to be higher wind speeds on average and more bumpy. Stuff's not as smooth. The humidity's lower, so it kind of makes sharp air. But yeah, maybe we'll see. So we're at 550 right now, on still about 4.3 kilowatts. But yeah, definitely not the smoothest air. Would help to do this more in the middle of the summer. Actually, I think I'm testing these little DJI wireless mic setups. So right now it's going to the DJI, like whatever GoPro, their version, like Osmos or something. And you can record 32-bit audio on these, but I gotta record on the side here. I think it's recording already. but it doesn't basically stream to the camera. So that's one of the struggles. Then maybe we'll get our phone out, see what our track looks like, and keep an eye on. It's kind of nice to visualize it. So you can really see, even though our throttle is level, the changes and lift and sync. So right now we're going, a knot up. For a lot of it, we're just going sinking back up and down, up and down. So not great, but what we work with. And we're going, kind of got a little headwind here, 25 knots. And hopefully it just gets smoother later in the day here. I could have took off a little bit later, but last time I did this, I got like an hour and 40 minutes in, and I was like, dude, the sun's set. I can't legally fly anymore. I got a strobe and everything, but it was, going to be more than half an hour after sunset. So that it's just annoying. There's a lot to do to test. But yeah, a little bumpy. But interesting nonetheless. It's going up and down, up and down. Now we're going a knot and a half down. I don't really like using knots. And then preferably I'm hands off the brakes and I can suck them in here. And that allowed me to be even more aerodynamic. That would be kind of cool. All right, so we're at 516 now, and yeah, 4.3, 4.4 kilowatts, so not very efficient, not very efficient. But yeah, again, what are you gonna do? Bumping around. Yeah, I could do a bigger wing. It would most definitely make that easy, the 2 hours easy. But we can also do, a distance record. There's some stuff. At the same time, which I think is pretty cool. Do duration and distance. And that'd be kind of cool to have some kind of combined score for that type of setup. Maybe you just weight them based on I don't know, 30 miles an hour or something like that, or 25 miles an hour. And that would be the set point above, below. 30 miles and 30 or in an hour. So this would be equal weight. I guess it'd probably be more 15 miles in an hour. Try to stay over the fields here. Some kind of cool new track. That's cool. I don't know if that's this looks like a dirt bike track or something, I guess. I'd love to land there. Talk to those guys. Maybe ride my little electric dirt bike over there around. There's some folks. Gotta love it. All right, we're just gonna climb a little bit. We're about 500 feet, and there's not too many more landing spots over here, so we'll add a little bit of throttle, take our cruise control off. I could do like an aerodynamic helmet, aerodynamic like pant legs. It is funny, but like it doesn't make a difference. I think. I mean, there's a reason, bicycle people that race and all that stuff are, have the funky helmets. It does add up, especially with faster wings and stuff like that. If you're flying real slow, yeah, it doesn't make too much difference, but. So maybe we'll just do a little circle around the lake here. I probably should have brought gloves. We're only 18 minutes in here. Already kind of getting chilly. I prefer to fly low. It's way more fun, more interesting. Flying up high, it kind of gets boring. But it gives you plenty of time if you have like a motor out or anything like that. But the downside is little planes. Usually they look out pretty good, but it's nice to be like 400 feet or below. You can help it. All right, we're at 620 feet now. It says we're 94%, but that's not correct. It's just because these batteries are a little bit higher voltage. So the hand controller is not tuned for it. There's no BMS or anything like that I can check. So we're just kind of looking at the raw overall voltage. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's much smoother up here, and we'll keep going a little bit. Maybe we can find smooth air, but just one of those days. Didn't look like any big wind direction change, no shears or anything like that, at least not down low. I guess we'll do a right-hand circle on the lake. It's a little bit easier. $700 feet. Set her about here. Get these hands in the pockets before they get too cold here. What we'll do is we'll just zoom out a little bit on this side. And this is where those little winglets are real nice. When it's bumpy like this, I can be hands off, not to start oscillating or anything like that. That is so annoying. Yeah, I just think it's it's one of those days, even over the lake here, not smoothed out. But we'll see how, we'll see what kind of flight time we get. Set this back up. Bro, we're over the lake. What is this? Gee. Come on, bro. All right, we'll cut across here. Because there is an airport over there. It's only on this airspace is only closed during the weekdays, but I think the circle's like right on this edge, so we'll stay on this side a little bit. Keep an eye on the planes here. Some birds circling. Oh. It'd be fun to ride some dirt bikes on that shore. Yeah, but we've been above 4 kilowatts here the whole time, so not looking the best. Granted, we're climbing a little bit, but not ideal. Normally, this wing with the the normal size battery, the kind of 4.8 kilowatt hour battery is I can cruise about 3.3, 3.4 kilowatts. So it'd be if I could do that, I'd be get like an hour, 20 minutes or 2 hours and 2.5 hours or whatever. But this says it's a little bit heavier, and this is not one of those days. We're super efficient. But whatever. We'll see what we get. See what we get. And for the people that listen to the whole thing, I'll give you just kind of thinking to myself, and I'll give you some secret insights. Kind of next versions and stuff like that. One, we have the new half-size battery coming out. It actually uses the same cells as these here, so it's pretty expensive for us to produce. We're trying to make sure the cost is basically the same as the old packs. They're going to be a little bit more expensive, but not that much more. And what that'll allow is the new half-size battery to be, longer, more capacity than the old half-size, and lighter weight. So it'll be about 3 to 4 pounds lighter than the old half-size battery pack, and it'll be about 10% more capacity. So it should be 10% more flight time. Maybe actually more, maybe like 12% because how the voltage sag and stuff like that works. So that'll be pretty cool. I think that'll be a really popular option, especially for people that do try it out. That hawk is diving. People that try it out I think they'll have a hard time, flying anything else. And then along with that, and it's kind of the secret part right now at least, is a new power system and basically power pack design coming. So with all the design changes, it'll be about a few percent more efficient using FOC, like field oriented control, for the motor, so it can be a little bit more efficient, just physics wise. And the power pack will be lighter weight, and it's not just because the ESC changed. It's also because of basically new motor. I've just been messing around designing for the past week a new motor design. Uses the same stator we originally designed off of, but new bell, new rear housing, new internals and stuff like that. And with the new ESC, it's more temperature efficient. Just because it's more efficient, that inefficiency just goes to heat. normally, so it's actually cooler motor, so you can even go a little bit lighter on the weight and still don't need any like extra mass and fins or you know, any kind of liquid cooling or anything like that. So very cool. And then might do a new gooseneck board design. I've been thinking about it. I think this could be more optimized for sure. And then, yeah, hopefully new prop design coming. We'll see. We'll see about that. Might be a little while still. Just for something that's even quieter. I think it's a big thing for a lot of people. But that'll be cool. And then the new motor pack also has a new motor mount plate that's lighter weight. So overall, it's saving about 400 grams on the motor and the motor mount plate, and then maybe like 200 grams on the ESC. New battery. So I think like it'll extended duration for sure, and a few pounds lighter in the power pack setup, or a pound lighter in the power pack. And that new half-size battery is going to be like 25 pounds, so it's like literally half the weight of the normal full-size battery pack, which is hard to do because you got to keep the same large ESC for the same output. You still have to have a case, all the same stuff, so all those base components are staying the same, and but the new case actually be a little bit thinner, lighter weight, different internal design, just to allow it to be lighter. But yeah, that's kind of the secret for right now, at least. But I've been telling people that are, have been just wanting the power pack, stuff like that, and I think it's shown on the website what that new power pack is under design. So nobody orders and thinks like, oh crap, I should have waited. So they make sure they know right now. Yeah, no, so we're 32 minutes in here, and normally I'd like to see at 30 minutes we'd be at 2 kilowatts of consumed battery, or kilowatt hours consumed battery. That'd be put us on track, and that's what we were the other day before we were rudely interrupted by the sun going down. But it's just, I don't know, it took up a little sooner. But hopefully it smooths out. You can definitely see the wind on that side of the lake. We're about 880 feet now. So been in a little bit of climb at 4.1 kilowatts. But still bumping around. Maybe it's a good spot to cut across. A bit more landing options. Well, what else is coming? Work on the wireless still. With the new power pack, it'll be a CAN bus system. So CAN bus control, CAN bus from the ESC and from the battery, and that also support future people that, especially for trike setups, that want to mount multiple batteries to their trike and be able to just flip them in and see all the battery information. So that'd be good for that. These little seagulls. Headed for the lakes. Oh, glad I brought this jacket. Should have brought gloves though. These cells perform really well too. Very well, I mean, they're really expensive, but very well matched. Like, any misbalance. I basically haven't been balancing because there's no BMS on it. I haven't been balancing them. I just check the voltages when I'm charging, make sure everything's good. And they've been really consistent, so they're getting out of whack or anything like that, which is really good. And I've flown on these in little setups, big setups, stuff like that. So this battery's not brand new, so it won't have the highest capacity it could. But I think they've been performing pretty well. Probably have, maybe 10 cycles on this setup so far. Maybe a little more than that, but yeah, they've been performing well. Bumping around. A lot of birds. I got 2 pairs of socks on. I didn't put 2 pairs of pants on. I thought about it, but could suffer through a little bit. Da-da-da-da-da. Wait. Fins are nice. Oh. Maybe Sean will take off, meet me up here. I don't have my comms on right now. I can turn them on though. You can always phone call. I should get it. All right, a lot of sync here. Okay. Trees do look nice though. Nice colors. I would love to do some testing that's just like kind of wild. There's a lot of test stuff I have in mind, especially for when we get the new system going up. Basically more accurate data logging. And then I'll go and test just a bunch of wings and get kind of the raw numbers on the wing. Because right now I just kind of look and do it in my head, kind of just seeing how efficient each wing is. So test, basically get a big list of wings, get test data for it, and do it over multiple flights, multiple different days, that kind of thing. And test them. You got to kind of like preferably do it all in the same day. Like you take the same wing, just go up, you do it again. Test the other wing, multiple test flights that way. But it's hard to get, all those flights in for that wing in that set amount of time. But for apples to apples comparison, you really have to kind of do it in the same day, same weather, because each day is different, efficiency wise, bumping around, that kind of stuff. But with that, I think like getting a comprehensive list of actual efficiency, efficiency per, knot is a really good metric. That kind of stuff, getting efficiency at different trim ranges, because right now there isn't much testing that is done like that. Like you can't find any information on. You can kind of see manufacturers will show their glide distance or like glide ratio sort of sometimes, but again it's like how accurate is that? And no YouTubers have basically the ability to test that very well. And right now people just kind of eyeball it. They just are they're just kind of guessing. So yeah, I think this one's that, or that wing's pretty efficient, but they just say, yeah, my RPM is a little bit lower, whereas we can actually see the raw kind of power in and log it all much more accurately. All right, we're 6 miles out from home, but we'll keep heading out a little bit, go around. She don't drop her phone here. If I drop my phone, would I go for it? If I was on a record setting day, maybe I would just keep going. Take a mental note where it was. But yeah, I'd probably land right now to get it. A little winery back there. It's smoothed out a little bit, at least. Somewhat. It says we're at 84%, but that's not correct. It's kind of an interesting little bit. We've been sinking here a little bit. But we're about consuming about a little bit, maybe 3.9, 4 kilowatts now. It's weird. People have to dye to their fonts. I don't really like it. It doesn't look natural. A little weird. It's funny, I can smell a skunk from up here. It's probably dead on the road or something. Da, 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 da. Weight shift here a little bit. Also, the other thing you could do is some kind of little cocoon too, and a motor housing like shroud thing. It's interesting to see how much difference that makes. I've been running some like kind of CFD sims, uh, testing those different things. I'm trying to do it for the anti-torque fins. I think overall I can make it, where it provides some counter torque and is the same efficiency. Doesn't really add any drag. I think I'm gonna kind of combine the two. So overall, it wouldn't make any impact to the efficiency, and also just keeping the weight down helps too. But I got to mess with that more this winter and try to get all the designs cranked out, finished up, so we can be shipping by spring at least here in the northern hemisphere. All right, I'll go ahead and climb up a little bit more here. Take your cruise control off. Still bumping around. Huh. I keep thinking my landing spot. I fly home versus the field I took off because a lot of times I've been taking off out of the field at my house there. Kind of funny. See, we're not climbing very well now. It's a lot of seeky, crappy air. right, consider cruise there. Have a slight climb. Maybe we'll get the smooth air. I don't know. Bumping around. Some spider webs up here that get stuck. It's kind of funny. Ooh. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Go over here. Oh, chilly, chilly, chilly. I should have brought some gloves. Ugh. Try to stick our hand here. Walk some warmer way. You're staying. Maybe I'll do a trike setup someday too. That might be a little bit more comfortable for like really long duration flights. Like you won't be as efficient per energy or whatever, because obviously this can be as lightweight as possible. But you could load it up with batteries for sure and it'd be easy. I mean, I can put more batteries on this and make it basically longer flight times. And maybe you'll have to do that for 2 hours or something like that if this can't do it for some reason. This should be able to, but you could always load it up with batteries. Or just put more batteries on, basically. There's definitely like a point of diminishing returns, but we're not very close to it, I don't think. Yeah, we're just been in sync for a while here, kind of not that great. We go over to this RC. I don't know, like airport. It looks like an old landing strip. Go check it out, see if anybody's there. That's why we would kind of pulling that way. Like trimming all the way. Oh, now we're more level. All right, we're 61 minutes in, and we've consumed 4.6, so 6 kilowatt hours. So not very efficient. This might not be 100% accurate, but probably about right. We're at 91 volts. I think the kind of nominal voltage is below 90, but usually most energy is above that. So we'll see. We will see for sure. And let's make sure we're still recording and everything. There's no problems. Looks like we still are, what I can see in the reflection. And we're going 2 knots down. I don't know, it's just now we're going up a little bit. Yeah, still recording. Looks good so far. Look at your lens, yeah. Oh, is anybody out there? Let's see. I don't see anybody flying. There's a car parked there, but where's that? Just another shed in the back. Yeah, nobody there right now. It's honestly incredible that paramotors are kind of so efficient, especially a system like this, so efficient. Like, I think about, like, I kind of come from the RC world where it's like an hour of flight time, even for like a little RC plane, was like really good. I mean, people do more than that now and stuff like that, but I'm also carrying a person. Like, imagine if you replace my body weight with the batteries. So it'd be the same weight, same efficiency. I could like, I mean, so I could 3, 4x, at least 5x the battery capacity. So 5x the flight time. If I get 2 hours right now, that's 8 hours of flight time. That's really good. Like, that's, I don't know how many miles that is. 60, it's like 160. Yeah, like, I don't know, 300 miles of range on electric, like basically electric aircraft. Like, that's sweet. So I'm excited for kind of the future of electric planes. I think especially as the batteries get better, the efficiency gets better, and maybe the FAA kind of lifts up some restrictions to new innovation, like the mosaic stuff, and really kind of dial back the certification, just like kind of the regulatory hurdle to developing, safer, more efficient planes. Then that'll be sweet. It's like, I know, like, seriously, every time I think about it, I get so frustrated. It's like right now, the most popular plane was designed almost 80 years ago. Like, how is that the best? It's like that's people driving around the old like Model A essentially. It's like, yeah, it's not comfortable, it's not safe, it's not fuel efficient, just crazy. So, but that's kind of what a lot of regulation does. It hurts innovation. So hopefully they kind of pull back from that, and maybe politician wise, there's some people kind of want to deregulate that space a little bit. That would be very epic. Then we could actually live in the future. But yeah, I just think of like even like as a delivery system, it's like again launching the paramotor wing is kind of weird and landing and stuff like that. It's not a VTOL setup, which is what I think it kind of needs to be for package delivery a lot of times. But it is an efficient setup for getting kind of 180 pounds worth of cargo from here to 30 miles away or whatever. And you can do a hybrid system too if you need more range or whatever. But electric's definitely going to be the most cost effective and simplest controlling, probably safest for sure system. But yeah, if you need more range, you can do a hybrid setup, a little basically generator. But it'd be louder or something for maybe, yeah, like gotta kind of keep the weight down still. All right, so we can go to about 70 volts, and then we're probably gonna be looking into land. We're at 89.9 volts right now, so still a ways out from that. And we're 70 minutes in. So keep flying around. There's another little airstrip up here. It's kind of cool. I don't think it's not ever used, which is dumb. But it's like they can run up like little planes, I think sometimes. But it's basically a mechanics school for an A&P school. Not solely, but it's one of the things they do. It's kind of cool. Little soccer fields. Yeah, vocational school is what they call it. Oh, chilly. Chilly, chilly, chilly. I wonder what that dirt mound's for. Alright, we got it. Throttle up here. They do keep this strip mode pretty good. We used to take off out of here. It's kind of far. It's easier to take off a little bit closer. Alright, we'll stay away from here a little bit. Kind of cut between the field here and the houses. Chilly, chilly, chilly. My butt is gonna be so sore after this. Oh. Still sinking through here. Oh. I honestly don't know anybody that flies like, just goes out and flies 2 hours, 3 hours, or whatever. Kind of well, I mean, maybe if you're doing a cross country, trying to go somewhere one time, but like people rarely do. It's just because it's uncomfortable. Like, sitting in a plane seat or whatever, same thing. Not fun to just sit for a while. Also, the other thing I want to test is like thrust angle efficiency differences. That'd be really cool. You're just trying to change your hang point. I think it's a prop spacer, basically like offsetting the prop farther back. Be a really good test to see how much efficiency difference that makes. Stuff like that. There's tons of things I don't think people really know or have ever tested, and have good data on. It's weird. You can do like theoretical stuff all day, but it is really much more useful to do kind of, real simulations, which the physics engine of real life is pretty accurate to real life. So that's cool. Da-da-da-da-da. Kind of horse training facility. Kind of cool. Or just a weird little bomb thingy. All right, so we're 80 minutes in now, and this is normally where the normal battery pack would, be out of energy, but we are still going here, obviously, and hopefully we'll be going for another 40 minutes. Exciting. Jesus. These. All right, heading into the sun now. House is looking pretty good. Little mansion set up. Wonder when they'll move in. Cruising pretty good this way. It's the left side here. It's kind of funny. We live like right on the edge of where it's flat and where it basically kind of gets hilly. Then over there you can see much bigger little hill mountain-y things. I don't know if to call them mountains, but more hills, I guess. But you can really see it from here. The difference. Out there, pretty flat. Over there, pretty flat. This way, this side, this half, hillier. Even up here, a little bit drop off or beans. They say it's just kind of where the glaciers stopped and like kind of got small and melted. Oh. So there's where I would normally take off, right there. But the problem is if there's any tailwind there, it's just such a hard spot to take off of. So it really has to be perfectly dead, or the wind coming in this way, because I can only take off one direction. It's not a square field; it's just a kind of one-way system. So either I need like a little like AFCO hybrid, I can always take off almost no matter what, or I just got to go and take off in a normal field, not super tight spot. Some funky smoke. Well, yeah, a little bit smoother now. I should have probably taken off about 10-15 minutes later, and that would help with my efficiency, get a little more flight time that way. But right now we're 90 minutes in. I don't know if you guys can see. It's probably hard with the sun. And we've consumed about 4.6 or 6.6 kilowatt hours. I don't know exactly how accurate that is, but good little benchmark. But it's so dope. It's just so low vibration that, flying for a long time is pretty nice. Even if my butt does get sore nonetheless. Alright, we'll go back up over here a little bit. And then shoot her on back. But you'd be flying for another 30 minutes, so we'll see if we can get it. But it is smoother now, which is nice. Took long enough. Definitely took long enough. I kind of want to go check out those little fires. Dog. Yeah, I'd probably could go up a size on the wing. Would make this a lot easier. Buy less batteries for sure. Maybe spend less on the batteries too. Now it looks like the wind's still blowing the same direction. You can see that smoke go straight up and straight sideways. Jeez Louise. Let's do some math. And we're back to our LZ here. But gotta keep flying around. Keep testing. And honestly, another thing you can make a big difference is just a not variable pitch prop, but potentially, but just a fixed prop with like maybe a little bit higher pitch or something like that. Help with our cruise efficiency. Because we're taking off for a very small section of it, or throttling up or climbing for a very small section of our flight. We aren't going up and down a lot. Ooh. And we're a little bit faster with this, so probably slower wing would help with prop efficiency and overall efficiency. Be interesting to see what they optimize. I don't know how much they really optimize. Like sometimes they're just optimizing for max static thrust. A lot of times it seems like the paramotor prop kind of designs are not really optimizing for cruise efficiency. Oh boy, chilly, chilly, chilly. Drop that phone. Check out our so you can see now we're being a little bit more efficient. Well, there now we're kind of in the sync. But we're cruising about 3.8 kilowatts and more of a level flight there. Whereas earlier in the day we're at like 4.3 and weren't really climbing that great. Just because now a lot more laminar, be a lot more efficient. But that's how it goes. It'll hurt our efficiency a little bit. We're 100 minutes in. 100 minutes in. And we're just going to keep going. Keep going until our battery gets low. Let's keep going. Alright, let's throttle up a little bit. Eyes are nice and watery and dry now. Really dry, they're kind of watery. Probably later they'll be rough. I never really wear any glasses or like goggles or whatever some people do. Probably try it, test it out. I'll just wear like sunglasses or like thermaling or something like that in the middle of the day. Otherwise, the eyeballs do get sunburnt. Why couldn't we have this the whole time, nice and smooth? That would have made this much better. But again, just part of the reason why, like, you usually see people fly in an hour, and they do it like an hour, after sunrise or an hour before sunset. Makes a big difference. Not really a cloud in the sky, or just kind of a little, not even fluffy ones at least. Pretty smooth. Now, Oh, it's that. But yeah, hopefully this is a good like demonstration video on just kind of explaining or showing that like you know, you can fly a long time on electric if you want to, fly till at least past my heart's content. My butt's sore, my heart's more than content. I don't know, like whatever you call it, but it's just more of a kind of a cost thing in my eyes. And it's similar to like electric cars or kind of a lot of electric, vehicles and stuff like that. Nowadays, the electric dirt bikes and stuff like that are really catching on. They're still maybe slightly more expensive than, an ICE kind of engine dirt bike. But it's just so much more practical that people put way more way more time on the electric bikes, and like it's just much more enjoyable. But again, if those electric dirt bikes were, using really expensive cells, yeah, they could go twice as far or whatever, but it's just not worth it. It'd be $10,000 versus $5,000, whatever they cost for their 2-3 kilowatt hour batteries. So, and it's the same thing in electric cars. Like electric cars, they can put tons of batteries in it and make it go 500 miles or 1,000 miles, like with efficient frames and stuff like that. But again, you just have a bunch of weight you got to carry around normally all day when you're not using that much. So it's like for that one time a year you go like cross country and you need it and you can't like charge at a supercharger or some kind of chargers for whatever reason, then that is an option. But for the most part, it's like you'd rather your car just to be $15,000, $20,000 cheaper than have this extra range you never really use. So that's kind of the point I'm trying to make, at least in this video. of we try to basically have the biggest bang for your buck, designs. So you can buy, if you really want, whatever, you fly an hour and whatever, hour plus with the normal battery, you can land and just swap it out and fly again. If that's really the goal, you're like, I want to fly more, but I think most people they don't fly that long. If they actually time the minutes they're in the air, it is not as long as they think. And that's, I don't know, it's just kind of the funny part of it. Where they're just not flying as long as they think they are. I'm just doing circles. So we're pretty close now, pretty close. It's going to be tight. We'll see what it comes out to be. We got about 10 more minutes to hit the 2-hour mark. I'd love to hit the 2-hour mark. I'd be kind of sad if we weren't able to hit it because the bumps and stuff earlier in the day. I'd be kind of sad. If we actually had 18% left, we'd be golden, but I don't think that's correct. And we can go about down to 70 volts, really 64 volts or something like that, but I really don't want to push it if I can help it. So another 10 minutes, and so we're an hour and 50 minutes in. An hour and 50 minutes in. The sun is setting here shortly. It is going to be, it probably already set on the ground technically. I'll go ahead and flip my strobe on just to be extra safe. And we're 8 kilowatts in. Yeah, I wish we had this smooth air earlier in the day. It would have made this a lot less close, I think. Maybe we'll do a little Instagram post. Wow, the face. Will we make it 2 hours? Is it possible on electric? On electric, is that possible? It's funny. Is it possible on electric? We will see shortly. Here goes the sun. Gonna be real close. Gonna be real close. But again, I think there's quite a bit of things you could do to be more efficient. And, maybe I'll do an updated, flight in the future. Trying to go 3 hours or something like that, or 4 hours. Or I think some trike setup with a really efficient wing, you get a nice day. That might be a crazy, But hopefully someone tries to break my record here. I'm pretty sure this is a record will be by far. I'll do a little more checking. I think the current record is honestly the same as our full-size battery pack, the default, an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 30 minutes or something like that. I'm not sure, but yeah, I mean, pretty sweet. There's the dogs. Halloween setup going. All right, we got 7 more minutes here. Then we'll try to push fast a little bit because I think technically I was on the ground for like a arm for about 15, 20, 30 seconds or something like that. But again, I don't have any BMS. I don't have any cell information, which is normally what I do. Use as a reference point for flight times and stuff like that. But I don't have any of that info. I'm just going off the overall voltage. All right, we can see our track here. What we did, a little 2-hour flight, flew up to the lake, flew to both lakes, then flew over to town, and now we're just chilling. Just trying to get that 2 hours and then we can land. Yeah, so right now we're cruising about, I don't know, maybe a 3.7 kilowatts, so a little bit more efficient for sure. And this would be a good video for anybody that's trying to maybe break the future record. I'd love people, break the record. We can just kind of continually push it further and further. Be really cool. And but good info, so it's like you kind of see what my whole flight, and I think that should be a requirement, obviously, for just having your flight log go / have a camera rolling the whole time. I pray the camera is still rolling. It looks like it is. The DJI cameras are really nice. They have long battery life, which is necessary for this. So I literally had to kind of buy it to do this, just to record. Because the freaking GoPro sucks so bad battery life wise. That's weird. I open the app and it kind of messes up my Vario for a little bit. Still syncing a little bit. All right, 3 minutes. 3 minutes. And we're going to draw all the battery, or all the power out of the battery. All the battery. Oh, get some blood flow in these feet. They've been sitting for a while. And that's why, even though I can fly a long time on electric, probably won't find me doing it other than just for videos and testing. Because it is uncomfortable to sit. It's at least more comfortable than gas sitting a long time. The gas vibrating for 2 hours is not fun. Even with an Atom 80, I'll fly the Atom 80 just to testing, because we do have the option for an ice setup with the same frame, which is really cool. But even that is pretty vibrating and not that much fun overall. All right. It'd be interesting to see how far this total track is. So how much total distance? Because I think that'll be, break that record at the same time. The flight time record, 2 hours, and distance record on electric under its own power. No thermals, anything like that. It would be really cool. But yeah, with thermals, obviously, you can go basically infinitely, kind of. I mean, the sun sets at some point, but I did like a 3-hour flight with the S-Field 40 the other day, thermaling around. All right, 1 minute. 1 minute. And yeah. Amazing. Really, really amazing. I can't wait for, even better batteries, even lighter. This stuff will just get better and better. And a lot of people just like, yeah, I'm waiting until, electric paramotors can fly, an hour and a half. Or people were saying it when, like, oh, I'm waiting for it to be an hour or whatever of flight time. But nowadays, it's like, again, you have the normal, new updated battery that can fly. I can fly at least an hour and 20 minutes. So most people should be able to at least get an hour, if not more. And then obviously you have stuff like this. Like, hey, if you really want, you can spend a bunch of money on a battery. It's like, I'll build out a systems if people really want that. I think most of the time it's going to be too expensive for most people. That's why I haven't really done it as an option. It just kind of seems silly to me, at least. I wouldn't want to spend, the $7,000 on a battery pack. But maybe there's some whales out there that like really care. They really like don't care about money, but like the cost of it. They just want the longest flight time, kind of electric comfort option. And there you go, an hour and 20 minutes. 2-hour flight time. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Let's do a video. Woo! Hooray! 2 hours. 2 hours. Oh, my butt is so sore. That's funny. Little update video for the boys. And I mean, I'm not going to do this again because, again, it's uncomfortable, so might as well, set the record nice and high, more than a 2-hour flight. There's no reason to be exactly at 2 hours if I still have battery left and I'm not too cold. And we still have sun, legal flying time left. So we'll go ahead and throttle up a little bit. Ah, nice and smooth now. So I think honestly with a more efficient, smoother day, you could honestly do a more efficient wing, larger wing on a battery setup like this. You could go larger prop even. A bunch of other stuff I think you could do just to really get the maximum efficiency. Like, the new power pack system, stuff like that. 2.5 hours probably, I think is reasonable. Because, again, like, I've flown at like 3.4 kilowatts on this you know, wing setup and stuff like that, being really efficient. So with, you just kind of need to match that efficiency. So even if you're like 3.5 kilowatts the whole time, that's going to be enough to get that 2.5 hours. Ay, 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 ay. All right, let's see. All right, we still got time, legal flying time left. That was a problem we ran into last time. Like an idiot. Oh, exciting. I'm excited to get this video over with. This setup's been like, you know, on and off. I've been messing around with it for a little while. And it was expensive, so, you know, trying to make sure there's a video. Yeah, that kilowatt hours is not correct. That battery is not more than an 8.9 kilowatt hour battery. So it's like our kilowatt consumption is a little bit high. I think this firmware basically is not that accurate for it. But yeah, whatever. It's still interesting. Oh, get these legs ready to land. Warm them up. Get some blood in there. And dude, this thing is it's still cruising. Still cruising. I can technically go down to 60.5 volts. But I don't think we'll push it that far. We'll do 130 minutes here, and then I think we'll land. So that'll push us, you know, 10 minutes over the 2 hours. .6 kilowatts. This circling gear makes it a little bit less efficient, but still fun. And yeah, luckily this camera can record a long time. Oi, oi, oi. Strobe is working. It's good. I mean, there's no. Hopefully, there won't be a plane down in like 100 feet off the ground. That'd be a little bit more of their problem. This is normally the flying I like to do. A little bit lower, you know, skimming the trees. That kind of stuff is fun. Smooth air. Super fun. We'll hit our wake from earlier. Yep, it's performing a lot better than I thought this flight would go. A lot better than this flight. A lot better than I thought this flight would go for sure. I thought we'd barely squeak it in because there's the turbulence earlier in the day. But it just ended up being not too bad. Wow, we're still 74 volts. Dude, this is taking a while. Yeah, I think honestly, like, efficient wing, efficient setup, efficient day or whatever, could do, you know, I don't know, 2.5 hours on this size setup. Oh. Those trees looking nice, though. All right, we're gonna land. We hit our goal here. 130 minutes. Shee! All right, bring her in. Oh, get these dogs ready to hit the ground. Yeah. Yes. Honestly, I don't even remember the last time I flew like 2 hours. I don't even know if I like gas or electric, whatever. Like, just never do it. All right. And there's our bag. Oh, wrong side, I guess, but there we go. So there it is. We just landed. That was a 2 hour and 10-minute flight. Crazy. I thought it would not be as efficient as it was. It was kind of bumpy early in the flight. It hurts your efficiency quite a bit. Pretty turbulent. I was walking around. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it. Ended up making it no problem. So hopefully that just shows for all those people that are waiting for the 2 hour flights. They're here. It's an option. You can do it if you want to, but it's more of a cost thing at the end of the day. So, it's probably better to save the, $7,000 in difference in battery cost and just get the hour, hour and 20 minute hour battery pack. I can get like an hour and 20 minutes on it with my Viper 6. So pretty cool. So I think that's a world record for sure, and also probably a world record for distance traveled with electric under its own power. So very cool. We'll see you guys in the next one.